guys, are you in the military and are you trying to learn about real estate investing? Well, at Active Duty Passive Income, we've created this video to show you how to reach $10,000 every single month through passive income through the power of cash flow and real estate investing. Here's the question I ask everybody. Would you rather have $1 to $2 million when you're old, like 59 and a half or 65, whatever everybody's telling you that you should retire at, like whatever age that is? Well, what if you made $10,000 every month and retire early? So maybe when you're 35 or 45. You think that's impossible? Well, guess what? Here's a story. Here's an example. So let's take a look at a typical dual military family. Let's call them John Doe and Jane Doe. They're 23 and 22 years old respectively, and they both started thinking about real estate investing because they wanted to create a better future for their family. Through studying, they realized that there were 5 core benefits of real estate: leverage, cash flow, tax benefits, appreciation, and of course wealth growth, everybody's absolute favorite. They quickly decided that they wanted to deep dive into each one of these concepts and really apply it to a strategy. With leverage, they realized that the bank will provide another 80% of the cost of any house that they buy. So they bring $20,000 and the bank will bring $80,000, which is cool and is absolutely amazing if you think about it, because you can buy, instead of a small little rental property, you can probably buy a bigger one. Whether it's multifamily or you just want to buy a bigger one that cash flows better or whatever. Now, speaking of cash flow, what is that? Imagine you have a bunch of rental properties and each one of them gets you a rent check every single month. That's passive income, especially if it makes more money than all of its expenses. You're just making money every month. That's what we're talking about. Now, appreciation is something that's been happening for the past 80 years in America. Real estate keeps going up 3 to 5% every year, but we just consider that cream on the top. That's not what we're going for here. Tax benefits are absolutely amazing because when you're making all this money with real estate, guess what? If you understand how the taxes work, you'll really be able to then keep that money in your pocket. Then there's everybody's favorite, wealth growth. So as you're cash flowing and potentially appreciating and all this cool stuff, you're also making money invisibly. Every single month, your tenant is paying off that loan, and that's going into your net worth, ultimately. Now, let's answer one question first, the most important one. What is your financial freedom number? How much do you need to make a month passively so that you can finally be financially free? Now, let's just look at some uncontrolled costs, right? So let's say your housing is $3,000 a month, your cars are $1,000 a month, groceries and restaurants another $2,000, and then medical care and insurance, let's call it $1,000. Then we look at controlled costs. Let's say vacations, we want $1,000 a month, and some random other things just to have fun, we want $2,000 a month. Total that up, and that comes out to about $10,000, right? So let's break it down even further. Let's look at the strategy. So we are going to buy and hold for cash flow. And the focus of everything we're doing about is freedom, because $10,000 is where we decided we need to be. So how we're going to do it is we're going to save at least $8,000 each year, invest in cash flowing turnkey properties with at least 10% cash on cash return on investment. And for this particular strategy, we're going to make sure that they're completely renovated, that they're located where there's stable job growth, that they're already rented, that they have fantastic property management, and that they're located in great neighborhoods. All that's left at this point is the math. So let's break it all down. How are we going to get to this $10,000 a month? So the first way is we're going to get rental properties that are going to be cash flowing a certain amount every month. The second way we're going to do this is we're going to refinance the first several rental properties and reinvest that capital into more rental properties. And then last but not least, we're going to use our primary residences for cash flow too. Okay, so let's go through the first one, compounding rental property cash flow. So the strategy here is, let's say John and Jane decide to look for properties that are about $100,000. They plan to save $24,000 for each purchase to cover the 20% down payment plus closing costs and some reserves that are going to be required. These properties must meet the minimum criteria and they must produce a solid stream of cash flow, even after including principal, interest, taxes, insurance, property management, maintenance, and vacancies. They will still cash flow at least 10% cash on cash return, because that's what they're going to demand when they do their analysis. Now, if they're starting from zero, they're going to have to do 3 simple steps. They're going to have to save $8,000 annually. Then they're going to have to wait till it grows to $24,000 for their down payment, because that'll allow them to purchase a rental property with 20% down. So let's take a step back. What they're going to be doing is they're going to be saving money every single month to then be able to buy rental properties and then use that new cash flow to help them save even quicker, and then they're going to repeat the process. Now, let's take the last step back. Let's look at the 20-year strategy. They were following the guidelines and shooting for 10% cash on cash return. Each property should bring them about $2,000 annually. So let's say they buy their first one after 3 years. They start saving $10,000 instead of $8,000, and that $2,000 from the cash flow from the first property helps them buy their second property with just 2 years. Now they're saving $4,000 from the cash flow, and now they up their savings to $12,000. Within a year and a half, they got their third property. They upped their savings for the last time to $14,000. They're cash flowing $6,000, and now they bought 4 rental properties. They're not going to be saving anymore. They're going to stop it at $14,000, and now they're cash flowing $8,000. And in another year, they have another rental property. They now have 5. Then when they're saving at $14,000 and cash flowing at $10,000, things are going to start moving really, really quickly. 20 years later, if you follow this strategy, you'll have 22 properties. And here's the coolest part. That equates to $5.5 thousand every single month. So let's look at the big graph again. So that's 22 properties. That's going to be cash flowing for a total of $5,500 every single month. Now you're asking, like, how are we going to get to 10,000? Well, we're about to go through steps 2 and 3. This all will make sense here in a little bit. Step 2 is the cash out refinance, something that lenders love and so do investors. We ran the actual numbers on this, guys. If you cash out refinance your first 6 properties with some general parameters that are very typical throughout the nation, you'll be able to then rent them out again, continue cash flowing, and then you'll have enough money from that cash out refinance. Basically, you will cash out the equity that you created in those properties to create more down payments. By refinancing that money, you'll be able to actually buy another 14 properties for another $3,500 passive income every single month. Isn't that amazing? Now the final step is 3, primary residences with VA loans. All right, as you're going from duty station to duty station, you're gonna buy 1 house, you're gonna buy 2 houses. Essentially every 4 or 5 years, every PCS move, buy a house, and accelerate that even quicker if you can. If in 20 years you buy 5 houses, that is completely normal. That is very possible and is very doable. Now, in order to keep buying these properties like this, these primary residences with every move, maybe even more than once a move, is you're gonna have to use your VA loan with that 0% down magic. And the only way you're gonna be able to keep doing it is if you refinance each home into a conventional loan, and then you'll free up your VA loan again and you'll buy the next one. This is not something where we're reinventing the wheel on. This is a path well followed. Many, many military members have created their wealth this way. You'll have 5 properties, and if you can't make $1,000 monthly cash flow off those properties, you are not doing your numbers right, and you are not listening to any of our lessons. If anything, this should give you the positive reinforcement and the education, at least to get that inspiration. So again, in order for success to happen, keep educating yourself. This was Active Duty Passive Income. We hope you achieve your financial freedom. And last but not least, if you want to really accelerate this strategy and learn how to house hack and how to invest out of state and do all sorts of cool stuff with your money, join us at the Military Real Estate Investing Academy and the Start the Spark Club. We promise we'll help you get there, and our members will be thrilled to have you on board. We have a great group of people. Come on over. Take care.